That's where I learned that they shoot mistletoe out of trees. Crazy things you learn. Anyway. Hello everyone, my name is Bethany and this is my channel Thany's Thoughts. Today I'm going to be talking about winter/holiday reads. When I was kind of coming up with this list, I realized that I don't read a lot of books with like winter settings. I don't know why. Maybe because I just don't choose that as an aesthetic, or I don't specifically seek those types of books out. I don't know, but I had a lot of harder time coming up with some of this list. So there's not very many. So it'll be a shorter video, so that's a good thing. And so some of these are like more just winter vibes. Some of them are like Christmassy type holiday books. So there's a blend of a few of those. So I figured I would just make this list anyway and share it and hopefully maybe add more wintry type books to more to read in the future, I suppose. But I'm also wearing my shirt. This is my shirt. Which is, I mean, this is kind of ironic because I live in California, I live in San Diego. Unless you go to the mountains in San Diego County, you don't ever see snow. White Christmas is my favorite movie, so I felt it was fitting for the video filming. I have quite a selection. I have a middle grade, a couple YAs, and a few romances. So we'll just go from there. I'll start with the middle grade first, and I mean, obviously this has gotten a little bit more hype. This is my original cover from when I was 12. You can't find this cover anymore. The Golden Compass by Pullman. This has been made more popular with his Dark Materials television series. This is the series that it is based on. So in this series, they do travel a lot. So the first book I remember specifically, they go to a very, I can't remember exactly where they go, but they go to a very snowy place. And obviously there's a polar bear. Plays a big part in the first book. There's definitely wintry vibes for sure happening in the second, I would say more in the second half of the first book. I've been really wanting to reread this because I want to be able to watch the TV show. Goals for 2021. So this is one that has wintry vibes. So let's transition into YA. So I have 3 YAs that are more wintry vibes. So to start off with, let's start with a more Christmassy one. That is The Afterlife of Holly Chase by Cynthia Hand. That one's getting read a lot. I know there's like a readathon happening with that one, and I know that there's been a couple other people that I've seen have picked that up. I read that one last year, or no, was that 2 years ago? It is about a modern interpretation of Scrooge. So Holly Chase ends up going through a Scrooge experience. She does not change her ways, so she ends up working for the company that does the Scrooge projects. So they choose someone every year to like reinvent their life. I actually think the building of that concept is really, really well done, and it's a really great blend of like science and magic. It was really, really good in that aspect. And Holly Chase is a really interesting character. I wouldn't necessarily call her morally gray, but you can definitely see why she struggles, and it's really interesting. There was quite a twist at the end. I wasn't a huge fan of the twist personally, but I could respect the twist for what it was, and I appreciated it. It was really, really interesting. If you like the Christmas Carol story and want a different twist and retelling on it, I would definitely strongly recommend. The next book for YA that I was going to pick that's more wintry vibes is going to be The Bear and the Nightingale by Katherine Arden. I think there's a readathon happening for this series too. It's the first book in the Winter Night series. I've read the first book. I haven't read the other 2 books in the series, so I'm not sure about the other 2 books. But I will say that this one is definitely wintry vibes. They are very, very far north in Russia. And granted, this book takes place over a series of years, but predominantly most of the time that they live in this area, it is snow. It is all snow. There's a lot of times where a lot of the events happen in the book happen when it's snowing. This is based on Russian folklore. It's really beautifully written and really fascinating. I will say this book is a little bit slow, but definitely if you want wintry, snowy vibes, this would be the book for you. Again, I haven't read the next 2 books in the series, so I don't know if the other 2 books are very wintry, but I can definitely say this one is. And then for the last YA book I was going to recommend for wintry vibes is Night of Cake and Puppets by Laini Taylor. It's actually a short story that is from the Daughter Smoke and Bone trilogy, which is actually right behind me here. The Night of Cake and Puppets is about two side characters from that series. You would probably appreciate the short story a little bit more if you've read this series, but you don't necessarily have had to read the series to read this. It's a really sweet, wintry love story. It's very, very cute. If you want to read that just to get an idea of Laini Taylor's writing, I would strongly recommend doing that, and then you can jump into The Daughter of Smoke and Bone, because it's its own separate story. You really don't need to read the series and read this short story, or vice versa. So if you only want to read the short story, then you can do that. It gives off so much wintry vibes. There's like a whole depiction of the snow, and there's a whole part of the story. The snow is just a really big component of how the story unfolds. And again, it's really, really beautiful. And I just love Laini Taylor's writing. I think she's excellent. So definitely can also recommend that. And now I have 3 romance recommendations. So let's go with something more. So this will be more Christmassy. So we'll go with The Mistress of the Mistletoe by Laura Willig. That book is actually, I think, book number 7. I'm sorry, it's book number 7 of The Secret of the Pink Carnation series. I only have the first 2 books, but I've read up to like book 10, I believe. What I love about this series is it's actually more geared as more of like a historical fiction series, but it's actually really romantic. Like it reads like a romance to me, except just a little bit more like involved in the history and involved in like the spy aspect, because a huge part of the book is a spy ring, basically. Does that make sense? Like there's a spy network. That's the word I was looking for. Network. It's a whole spy network. So the series is very heavily involved in that. So The Mischievous of the Mistletoe is a book where I think it takes place in the English countryside, and there's a group of people basically attending a Christmas house party. And, you know, I don't think it's set in Regency times, but it has like that type of feel to it. I can't remember exactly what era. She's very, very meticulous about her historical accuracy. So there is that. So this story particularly follows 2 people that you've seen throughout the series a little bit, and 2 people who think that they found something in pudding. They think they found like a secret part of the spy network in the pudding, and so the 2 of them team up to try to like solve the mystery, only they're both really bad at it. And sorts of like silly hijinks and miscommunication happen. The spy network is actually really happening, but they're totally misconstruing what's actually really happening. And the 2 of them are just really meant for each other, and they're really, really cute. So the romance aspect of it is really, really fun. And it gives a great depiction of like the traditional English Christmas, like how like the 12 days of Christmas for them, like how that's stretched out. They have like the Yule log and the mistletoe, and they actually, that's where I learned that they shoot mistletoe out of trees. Crazy things you learn. Anyway, so it's a fun story for that if you want something a little bit more historical, but a little bit more romantic. In any case, it's a really fun time, and I really recommend the series overall. The next one I'm going to recommend for winter reads is going to be Heroes Are My Weakness by Susan Elizabeth Phillips. This one is very more wintry vibes. So it's got a little bit of Jane Eyre vibes as well. So that's kind of fun. There's a little bit of like a mystery. There's a little bit of suspicion. And what I remember of the book is that she's a ventriloquist. She somehow ends up staying with him at this like really creepy house, and for reasons that I can't remember why. It is very much wintry. And one of the things that Susan Elizabeth Phillips said about it when she initially released it a few years ago, she said she was so sick of like writing about people like in the same outfits all the time. So she wanted to write a book where they could wear winter outfits, which I appreciated. So definitely winter vibes. It's happening in the snow. It's one of my favorites because it definitely has some Jane Eyre vibes, which I can really appreciate. So it's a fun time. That's a good one. I do like that one. And the last but not least I'm going to be recommending is The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. I believe that one used to be on Kindle Unlimited. I think most Lucy Score books are on Kindle Unlimited, so I'd recommend that one if you wanted to check that one out on Kindle Unlimited. The Christmas Fix is basically, it kind of reminds me of a Hallmark movie, actually, because it's a woman producer. She comes into town and she's doing a home renovation for, like, as part of a Christmassy thing. She tries to get the mayor on board for the Christmassy things that she has planned for the TV show, for the home renovation TV show that she's trying to make for this. I think they made a whole series out of, it's not like one episode. I think they made a whole series out of staying in this town. And he's very resistant. He's kind of a grump. I don't know if is it a grump and sunshine trope? Maybe a little bit. He's definitely a grump, and so she has to kind of turn him around. So it kind of gave me Hallmark vibes. It's a lot of fun. It's really, really cute. I think it's part of a series too, because I think the first book you meet the girl, she's like the sister to the lead, and then this one is a spin-off from that one. So I really like both of them. But but The Christmas Fix is the one that has more the Christmassy holiday winter vibes. So yeah, so that's my list. Super short video of winter holiday reads. So let me know if you've read any of these and if you're going to check them out, or let me know if you have any of your own favorite wintry / holiday reads. I'd really like to know. I also really want to add more books for different types of holidays instead of Christmas. I really want to try to do more like Hanukkah books and, I don't know, other like wintry holiday type books. Goals for 2021. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and hit likes and bells. I would really appreciate it. And if you want to follow me on all the social medias, they're all linked down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.